Right, welcome back to another video on the channel, and today we're going to be talking about charity shops. Yes, once again we're going to be talking about charity shops, and it is my favourite thing to talk about. So I am in the same room, wearing the same outfit once again, because I'm recording these on the same day, pretty much straight after each other, because I wrote down all my notes in the Yellow Simpsons book, which I got for about 50p from Primark. So yeah, today basically what I'm going to explain to people, it's going to be a bit more of an educational one on what the different types of charity shops are, where best to get certain things, if you're looking for specific things from charity shops, for example. So there's I think there's 4 categories, and then there's a mixture sort of one, so we'll go for 5 sections in this video. And I'm just going to be talking through each individual one. Now the first one and the most obvious one are clothing charity shops, which are the most common. You see them literally everywhere. In most places there'll be at least 3 or 4 in a small town usually. And they are really good obviously for clothing, but they also do have quite a few accessory sort of stuff as well. So they will have some glasses, drinking glasses, and also might have some shoes, accessories like hats and stuff like that, bags. But mainly they are a clothing shop, like a fashion sort of shop, a lot of them will call themselves. And yeah, obviously this is best for clothes. There's not really much you can say about this one. I talk about it all the time. Specifically men's sections of clothing are really poor a lot of the times. In certain charity shops there's about 10 items in some charity shops. In others, massive men's sections, and that's good for me. If you're a woman, which good if you want to shop at a charity shop because you've got a massive selection. I wish our selection was as big as yours sometimes. That's really good because you'll have a lot of choice and a lot of different stuff to choose from. Obviously it's going to take a bit longer to go through and stuff like that. Now the next one, which is a bit more interesting, which is bookshops. Now in my last video I talked about books, different books that I bought, different books that you can get at charity shops and stuff like that. And there are actually specific shops for books, which a lot of people like myself used to get specific books to help them with university, or specific books which are cheaper, or just anything. If you want to buy a new fiction book which you want to read just for fun, you can also do that as well. It's a great value for money and a great choice to shop at a charity shop, in my personal opinion. There's not much better than getting money off and giving the money you are paying to a charity. Now, I use it for university books, I use it for fiction books just to have something to read, I use it for motivational books. Like I've said recently, the ones I've got are Talking with Serial Killers, which is for my university course, and then there's also ones like The Untethered Soul and the Jordan B. Peterson book, which I spoke about in the last video, and they're just 3 that I've got in the last 3 weeks, and I am starting to read them. I'm dyslexic, so it takes me a long time, but I enjoy reading and it's a really fun experience for me. So in my opinion, if you're looking for books for university or even just for fun to read or educational ones, they always have a good selection, and there are specific charity shops which will have books. The clothing ones and the fashion ones will also have a few books, but in my personal experience they're not as good with selection or even labelling the books that are there. It's a bit all over the place, whereas the bookshops are very well run, and the people there will help you look for anything as well. They are lovely people. In my experience, obviously, I don't know every single person that works in a book charity shop, but that's just my experience. Now, moving on to the third section, furniture plus kind of art shops. Now, these obviously consist of furniture and art. Also, a lot of the time, drinking glasses as well, stuff like that. And if you wanted to buy a mug, for example, great place to do it. They've got a great selection of mugs all the time. So many of them, and decent prices as well. A lot of the time anyway. Also, like I said in my last video, you can buy amazing art there, hand-drawn ones, prints, just photographs as well. They are beautiful. Some of the best artwork that I've seen has been in charity shops, and I just buy it and bring it home and put it on my wall. It's a great idea to do, in my personal opinion. And it also can be good as well if you do need furniture as well. Literally this chair, got it for about £5 from a charity shop. Air Ambulance, near where I live. A beautiful chair. Literally just threw it in the boot, took it with me, and that was it. Literally, easy as that. And it's literally the most comfy chair that I've ever been on. Reclines, goes down, up, works perfectly. Got it for about £50 off because I just bought it at a charity shop. Amazing price and amazing value, because literally my last chair was broken, just ripped to shreds, because it was just a plastic one. It wasn't great quality, and you can get amazing stuff at these furniture ones. I forgot that was even from a charity shop. I literally just remembered. That is crazy. Now, the fourth one, which is kind of like the main 4 categories, and then there's another one as well, which are less common. Like, this type of charity shop is incredibly uncommon, and I think I've only ever been to about 3 or 4 of them, because they are record shops. And yes, if you've never seen a charity shop which is a record shop, you're missing out. There are a few, like, I'm from Leicester, and there's about 2 in the whole of Leicester that I've personally seen. There might be a lot more. I haven't seen many of them, and they are really interesting. Now, I have a record player somewhere. I think it might be in here actually. I don't know, but I do have a record player somewhere. I just don't really get around to playing records because they are quite expensive. But from my experience, you can get records as little as 50p from there. Like, they are great quality. Well, maybe not great quality because they're old, a lot of them. But if you like certain music, which would be on vinyl and stuff like that, I don't know a lot about records. There's also a lot of CDs there as well. Sometimes they even sell instruments there as well. Like, I think my little sister bought her guitar from a charity shop recently, which is really cool. Like, you can get stuff extremely cheap and decent quality that will still hold up from a charity shop, and I think it's a really great idea to do so. Now, the last one, well, it's not even really a type of charity shop, it's just more of a point which I want to push across. Like I said, different charity shops can be a mix of different things. For example, you can have charity shops which have records in them, which are mainly fashion shops. You can have mainly furniture shops which have a small section of fashion wear. You can have record shops which will also sell like books as well. You can have bookshops which will also sell records and stuff like that. It's more of, sometimes there are specific shops, and that is how it is. And I just thought I'd make an informational video to tell people there are specific types of charity shops, and not always they're going to be for clothing, which mainly is what I talk about on this channel. There are shops specifically for these certain things because they are in demand. Like, furniture shops are a massive one, where there'll be loads of charity shops and then one furniture charity shop, sometimes with the same brand right next door to it. It is just as simple as that. And they are really useful to know, because if you are looking, like, literally this chair which spins around, that was dangerous, but like, this chair cost me like £5-10. Like, it's really good, and a really good idea if you did need something, to always check in your local charity shops first, because sustainability and stuff is really important. I can throw that away again like I did in the last video, and it's really important to reuse stuff and help the environment as much as we can by not buying like new plastic stuff or new stuff which causes harm to the earth and stuff like that. And I think that is another important part of charity shops which don't get talked about enough. They get talked about a lot in vintage shopping, like sustainable fashion and stuff like this, but the most sustainable fashion, in my opinion, is helping charities which can help other people by reusing other people's clothes and reusing other people's books, everything like this, and not just buying new things all the time. And I can say this while wearing stuff that I bought from like Primark, which is not good for the earth. I am no saint. Like, I don't even know why I'm going on this rant, but I'm just saying, ideally I like buying stuff secondhand because if it helps charities, it's good for my pockets, and it's helping the earth as well by not me ruining it even more than it already is. But that is the end of the video. I think I've been going on for about 10 minutes now, so that is the end of the video. If you have liked this video, subscribe to the channel and like the video. Yeah, I'll see you guys next time.